Hello, my darlings, and welcome to the finale of our V5 Vikings Chronicle. Tonight's story is titled HAGALAZ. And thank you so much to everyone during Virtual HorrorCon who has donated to our wonderful charity, Don't Be a Monster. You guys have helped us raise so much money, and it's absolutely fantastic. We love you all so much. So this has been a wonderful tale that myself, Cynthia, Ian, and Erica have been doing for over a year now. And I am honored to have begun this chronicle and now to bring it to a close. If you've never seen us before, don't worry. Each of these games has been done as their own self-contained one-shots, so there's no need to feel left out. So let's meet our vampires tonight. Ian?
I'm Ian E. Muller. I'm the founder of Gehenna Gaming, creator of Virtual Con. Thank you for joining us. We are raising money for Don't Be a Monster tonight. I will drop links in chat in a moment after I introduce myself. But tonight, I am playing perhaps my favorite vampire character of all time, Jarl Bjarni Odinson, a ancient gangrel Viking age Einherjar.
Cynthia?
Hey y'all, I'm Cynthia Marie. I'm really excited to play my character. Just a little bit of background. She is of Taíno descent, so my people from Puerto Rico. My native side. I'm very excited to be here playing Yaima, so Yahima. That is Borinquen or Taino or Arwak language. I will be speaking in a sort of Spanish accent to differentiate the fact that she is different from everybody else, but don't mistake. Puerto Rican, or rather Taino, and people did not meet Christopher Columbus or the Spaniards when Yaima came up to the Vikings. So yeah, there you have it. I'm really excited to play her. She's a really cool, fun Tremere shaman type person. So
Erica?
Hello, everyone. I'm Erica Fassett. I will be playing the Malkavian Kara Halfdan's daughter. She is a seeress and a purveyor of Seder. She really likes working with the gods and hopes that, she gets the favor of Freya.
Dan?
Hi, y'all. My name is Dan Steinberg. I am playing Vigo. He is a Bruja vampire. Happy to explore this character with all of you.
And Diana, if you could introduce yourself without saying who you are just yet.
Oh, sure. Hi guys, I'm Diana D'Amico. I'm playing a vampire this evening. Is that good? That all right? Was that enough?
That works.
A mysterious vampire.
All right. So now let's begin. In a small village in the countryside lives a bustling small township at the base of a large waterfall. The township has grown quite well, prospering under the rule of the mysterious Jarl. The residents have remarked that the Jarl and his Einherjar can only be seen at night because they spend so much time during the day exploring and obtaining goods and gold for prosperity and growth of the community. Legends have risen up about the Jarl, mainly from the Christians roaming the land looking for converts. The residents of the township have taken to building fantastical stories of demons living beneath the waterfall to prevent anyone from coming close to them. And it's worked quite well, at least so far. But today, in the early afternoon, a small group of women have come by the village, bringing trade of spices that their husbands have received in trade to build relationships with the village. Their children were with them, young enough to not run their own village yet, but old enough to be doing their own adventures. The Carl, who has guarded the village in the daytime, not to be mistaken with Vigo, the nighttime Carl, he has dismissed the children to let them play, as the women were invited to their trading post for the spices to be evaluated. That was when the young men set to work, running off in various patterns, but winding up together at the waterfall. They took a deep breath and walked underneath it. And our Vikings, tonight, you wake up with a sharp pain in your chests, and you are not in your own beds. In fact, all of you appear to be laying on a forest floor together during a dense evening mist rolling across the ground. What would you like to do?
I just take stock. Who's with, and I don't recognize.
No, you see that you're in a forest clearing. There is Yaima, Kara, and Vigo with you. All of you see the same forest clearing, and ahead of you is a bit of a split between the trees, potentially a path, though you're still laying on the floor and there is a mist.
I'm going to go over and check on Yahima. Is she okay?
So as you look her over, why don't you roll me wits and we'll say investigation.
Okay. Great. Can you help me figure out this roll? So
Yes, so you'll take the amount of dots that you have in wits and the amount of dots you have in investigation,
Great.
and you'll take that number of dice and you'll replace one dice with the red dice for your hunger.
Make rouse check.
Strangely, you don't need to. You will all be starting tonight at 1 hunger.
That is 2 successes.
2 successes. So looking her over, checking all over just to be sure she's okay. You notice a indent in her chest right above her heart.
What is this? What is this? Can you see that, Vico? What is that?
It's not that wasn't there the last time I checked. Last time I looked. You feeling okay?
Storyteller, do I feel okay?
It was a stinging in your chest that woke you up, but aside from that, you're fine. And as you're looking at Vigo, you notice he has the same indent in his chest above his heart.
I reach up and touch. It seems that somebody is trying to hurt us. All of us. Where's our yarn? Bjorn?
You see me standing around. I am looking for any animals. Anything
As
I
of
can
right
get
now,
with.
you see no animals, but you do see that clearing a bit better, that there is a path.
Is there anything we should do?
Need to get our bear. I don't think this.
I'm just going to try and jump as high as I can and look at the surrounding area above the trees.
All right. So you are very easily able to do that with Soaring Leap. As you look up, it appears as if the forest goes on to infinity, and the cloud above you is pitch black with no stars.
I will let everyone know when I land and look around. Seems there's no one in sight of these trees.
I will say that you can see the path. The clearing of the trees that creates a path, you can see that winding in a direction.
The only difference I noticed in the trees is that this path continues on and on. Don't know if there's some magic or something, but
And I am going to metamorph into a.
Okay.
I do not get hungrier, and I am going. Literally, he just kind of closes his eyes and launches himself into the air and takes off.
Okay.
And you can see him heading toward the direction the path is.
Okay. And you see, just as Vigo described, the trees seemingly infinite, the sky black, but that pathway through the trees.
I will very rapidly fly in the direction the path goes, just until I can see further whatever is beyond my current sight line, and then back around and follow the path in case they start.
It keeps going and going and going.
After 5 minutes, I
Okay. And so for the rest of you, while he's doing this, what are you doing?
Well, definitely try to see if I have any of my ritual components on me so I could start finding things.
You do have your components on you.
Oh, good. I'm going to start setting up a ward.
Okay. And Bjarni, as you're coming back down and looking at this pathway a little bit more, you see that the edges of the pathway appear to be lined with what looks like viscera, marking the trail. And every now and then, there's a howling or a wailing that seems to almost swim around you in the air.
I will return. And shift back. Continue. I'll convey the howling.
But at least we'll have a snack on this road.
This is either. Crap. Careful. And do I have my weapons?
Yes.
I just draw my hand axe. And
Kara? Oh. Yes, Kara?
Kara is going to take a moment, dig into her rune bag, and pull one out.
Okay. Are we going for a premonition?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Great. Golden, beautiful. That is 4 successes.
4 successes. Wonderful. And so your eyes roll back as you relax where you are. And you see a beautiful woman. Stunning. Black around her eyes, black lips, half her face gone. And you see the rune HAGALAZ, the symbol for catastrophe, crisis, change, surrender. You see a storm of hail raining over this forest. And you wake up.
I think I know who invited us. I do not know her name, but I know her face now. The gods have shown me. But she brings destruction with her. We should be careful.
Is she one of us, or is she what we have fought before?
That I do not know. But I would make a very solid bet that she is one like us. She was missing half her face.
Could you tell why she was missing half her face? Was it the fire that we don't like, or was it something else? Was it cut up?
How would you describe it, Ellie?
You're muted.
It appears rotten with a bit more skeletal in nature.
So
where
kind of like decay or necrosis?
Yes, the skin and muscle seems to be just barely hanging on.
It's
The muscle seems to be just barely hanging on. The muscle seems to be just barely hanging on. The muscle seems to be just barely hanging on.
What is happening?
The muscle seems to be just barely hanging on.
What is happening?
Vika, what you got going on over there?
Oh, we're haunted.
Hey guys, in case you were wondering, the muscle seems to be just barely hanging on.
So is it just hanging on or just barely hanging on? Just curious.
Oh. All right. I think we're good now. Okay.
As you're describing, Darnie. You.
There's a sudden realization on Kara's face when he mentions that, and she's like, "You may be right, my Jarl. What have we done to get her attention?"
I think that path before us is either action or carefully. I think
I believe that perhaps maybe we should prepare before we follow it, if that is okay with you, Mayor.
of course.
Vigo, I put my hands up onto Vigo's like chest, top, vest kind of thing, and I start running my hands kind of down it. And I'm actually gonna ward against Canaanites on him.
Okay.
Help me out with this roll, because it's confusing AF.
For rituals,
Yes.
you're gonna roll and
Is it intelligence versus auspex?
the
No, I'm the
aspects would
caster.
only you don't have to roll any. There's no counter roll right now, but you do need to roll the ritual roll, and then someone else would need to roll. It's
Sweet. Okay.
and it's against
Remind-
your successes.
Okay, remind me on how to do this one, because this one's, like I said, complicated.
Rituals are intelligence.
Thank you. Woo, it's a lot of dice, y'all.
Do it.
Alright. Ooh, I got a critical success.
Yay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Fantastic. All right. So he is quite warded against Canaanites now.
Before I realize what she's doing, I'm gonna say, "Is now really the time?" Oh, okay.
Yes. It is. Now is the time that I need to do this to you. We will talk about the other stuff later.
All right.
I also walk over to Bjarn. I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay.
Not so exciting. I'm sorry, Bjarn.
That's okay.
I got 4 successes.
It's 4 for Bjarni.
That's
fine.
more than enough.
We'll work on Car. I'm gonna work on myself while we're walking.
Okay. So you
And
guys walk and you all see the path lined with bone and viscera, almost marking the trail, kind of like how logs sit on the opposite ends of a trail to keep people on the path.
I will take the lead and ask.
You wish, my Jarl.
And as you walk and walk and walk. Feels like you've been walking for hours, and Vigo, as you look behind you, the path seems to be darkening.
All right. Seems like this place, no, I'll call up everyone. Seems like this place knows where we are and where we're going.
I am not told. This place is or some sort of message.
What if we were taken to Helheim?
They have been. I'll see.
And so as you walk for much longer, the path winding and twisting and turning, you begin to hear rushing water. And in the distance, you see the tree line open up, and there's a long rope bridge ahead of you.
I will test it.
So walking up, you do see the river seemingly endless across the side, with whitewater rapids going through it. And through the white water, you can see something shining all through the river.
And I get a closer look.
You can make me we'll call it wits and investigation on this one as well.
What hunger am I at?
Everyone is starting at 1.
Okay. But we didn't have to make a rouse check, so I figured I should.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you how to create an amazing ad using stock footage. Go to artgrid.io. Look at all
Ooh.
Masquerade footage.
Okay.
It would be for me to create a high-end commercial
4.
only with stock footage.
4.
With Artgrid, it's
So as you bend down and
There
look,
are no
and you
standalone
reach
clips. Every
for
clip
whatever that
requires
is that's
a
shining,
and I have
you pull your hand back
download.
just in time
Which
to
gives me full
notice
flexibility. I need
the
to create
blades
this,
and
this
axes
shot,
and metal
that shot, and this one.
that the
Both
white
of them
water
are
is crashing and
covers
rushing over
everything.
this entire river full of readied blades. And the rope bridge seems to go on, you'd wager easily a mile.
I'll walk up to him and say, like, just whisper in her ear, I'll be right behind you to catch you if need be.
Thank you, my love. You mentioned that it's weapons in the water, am I correct?
Yes. As if the river bed is full of upwards blades and whitewater rapids are rushing over it.
How far up are the blades?
The rope bridge, so the blades are at water level, but the rope bridge is probably about 20 feet above that.
Okay. Excellent. Are we going to cross the bridge?
Yes. I'm like just staring at them. I seem very distracted.
All right. Are you guys making your way across the bridge now?
Say, Mayara, the only way out is through. We must press on.
You're right. All right. Quickly. Ow. Crossing.
Okay. As you cross, could everyone make me Dex and Athletics?
I was gonna say, can I activate my cat's grace, please?
Absolutely.
Oh no, not my strongest suit.
And what did you say the roll was? My apologies.
Dex and Athletics.
Thank you, ma'am.
1 success. Just
1 and 3 and 6.
Oh dear lord, this is a terrible pool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was sad.
Well, let me look up Cat's Grace real quick, because that might give me something else.
Cat's Grace is perfect balance. You don't have to roll. Balance.
Yeah, so you don't have to roll with Cat's Grace.
I don't have to roll this at all.
Yeah, so you're good.
Great, because that you don't want to know what I have on that dice.
So as
Probably
you
still better than mine.
as you all get about halfway, Kara, a rapid knocks up, hitting the bridge, knocking you over the rope, and you're able to catch onto it.
Immediately just wink.
And Kara, as you went down, your foot scraped the top of a blade as it swung you and you dipped down. Your foot lightly grazes a blade, cutting you ever so slightly for 1 superficial damage.
Oh. Alright, I'm damaged.
But as it cuts you, something hits your mind and you receive a small vision of someone running from battle, a coward. And as he runs, he is shot in the back with a flaming arrow. And then as you look down at this river, it's like you can see the souls of cowards lining the bed of the river, their weapons strewn across it. Souls that didn't deserve to make it to Valhalla.
Nope. When Kara is brought back onto the bridge, she's kind of clinging to Bjarni's arm and just like looks down at the river and is visibly shaken, like she's been spooked. Not because necessarily the fall, there's something else. Like Bjarni can probably tell something's not right, like she saw something. Capital S saw.
Yeah. It just waits a moment, but it says, see.
The souls of cowards. That will never make it to Valhalla. All these souls, this whole river. The damned. We must not become like them.
Fact. I believe that we are, in fact, but not knowing. Reach whatever destination awaits us, and I will. I will actually usher you ahead of me so that if you again, I can. But
Yeah, I'm gonna keep walking across. I'm actually gonna hold on to Vico.
All right. And so you guys manage to make your way across and you come to the end finally. And before you stand 2 impossibly large black gates. The gates are flanked by walls that look almost as if they have a strange, chunky stripe pattern. Until you look a bit closer and see that the walls are entirely made of bodies, acting as bricks, creating this formidable fortress. And the bar that normally would be across a door to keep it closed, you see is not there as the door is slightly ajar.
I will take a look across at my companions, non-verbally, making sure that they're ready for whatever is on the other side of this before I push it.
Hide behind Vigo.
Perfect. And I will push through the door.
You're going to have to give me a strength and athletics check,
Oh, okay.
as these doors are easily 40 feet tall and quite solid.
I'm going to make a rouse check to activate one of my special abilities.
Okay.
I get hungry. Good. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3. That's 6 success.
All right, 6 success. So it takes a second. You push and you feel the tightness in your shoulders as you manage to finally shove it open. And you're able to walk through. And as you walk through the gates, you open to a glorious, if not unsettling, hall. The ceiling appears to be a long, large, knotted wooden something. Could be a root. It's clearly not a crafted ceiling. The walls are made of wood and plaster, with vines crawling down them and across the floor itself a mess of tangles. Kara, please make me wits and awareness.
Un momento. Yes, awareness.
And Yaima, if you could make me composure and resolve.
Three.
3. 5. Wonderful. So, Kara, the vines are very clearly vines, but as you look and pay a little bit more attention to them, you see that they're almost writhing across the walls and floor. They appear to be swelling and constricting as if they are breathing. And Yaima, as you look, this is a dining hall with an impossibly long table, and the plates of food look absolutely delicious. Food even that you grew up with when you were human, memories that seem to have been lost until they were sitting right in front of you. And there's food that's clearly Norse, food that's clearly Taino.
I'm gonna go over and smell it.
So the food looks positively appetizing. But as you smell it, you smell rot and death.
This is no ordinary food. Do not touch it. She looks over at Vigo. This is the work of a very not so natural magic that we are used to.
I imagine you caught Vigo with like a sweet roll half in his mouth, like.
I mean, this is not the main thing here that is stimulating my appetite.
And so as you look down the table, you see a woman sitting at the head of the table. A large wolf at her side that seems taller than her when seated. He has sat, his blue wide eyes glowing softly as he eyes all of you. And the woman, clad in black, her outfit multiple layers of mixtures of textures, all black. Half of her face is the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, and the other half is what can only be described as what would look like a millennium of decay.
sheathe the axe that I was carrying, and I glance back at Kara and Yahima, and then I start approving who I can assume hell.
I will follow my Jarl.
Well, if Vigo's following, then I'm following too.
And Kara, this is
being locked up behind Bjarni.
yes, and Kara, this is definitely the woman you saw in your vision.
Kara just creeps up on Bjarni. It's like, it's her who I saw.
I assume. Are there seats at the table by her?
Yes, there are long benches similar to a long hall dining table.
I will on the side that the
And as you do, the wolf sniffs you.
That's bold. Usually guests would wait for an invitation before taking a seat.
usual would have been invited, but he seemed to have woken out, shall we say, tension. Did you bring us here?
Of course I did. This is, after all mine. I even laid out a path for you. Surely you saw it.
Why did you bring us?
I had to see for myself.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Apologies. Ahima? If I am not mistaken,
Oh, I see.
She's not one of ours.
She is not, no. She is a friend.
Curious that you should be allowed to pass through the gates, then.
Apparently I am worthy enough since I've been protecting your yard for some time.
I wouldn't call it mine. Not yet, anyway.
So then why have you brought? What did you see?
Well, I've heard a great deal about you all, and it seems that we're of the same mind. It seems rather foolish of you all to keep following your own ridiculous whims when you could be working for me and saving everyone some trouble.
I'm gonna look at her just to see how she's reacting to.
Kara is being very reverent. Because when you're faced with a god, you don't normally want to countermand or contradict the god. She might be a little kooky, but she does have some sense. I am not sure how to guide you in this, Mayoral. It does not do good to anger the gods.
I have served centuries.
At the mention of the name Odin, the wolf begins to growl at you. And it does step back, Hel, and sit back beside you again.
I wouldn't do that again if I were you.
What is it that you have to offer? That you want? That you would summon us?
You know the funny thing about all those other gods, about Odin and Freya and everyone else, is they're avoidable, but you can't escape death. No matter how long you wear your souls down on the earth, you'll always end up at my doorstep one way or another. It's not what I have to offer you that you should be asking about. It's what you have to fear from me that should be top of mind.
The question, if you are unavoidable as the goddess of death, how is it that we are all standing here still alive when we have all had a singular death?
It's sweet that you think you're still alive, truly. Didn't you notice? Your flesh has been marked. I mean, I knew you weren't wise with millennia of knowledge, but I figured that you could connect those two simple dots, waking up in hell and figuring a hole must have been put through your chest. I'm sorry, were you all not done?
What is it that...
Work for me.
In a sense, didn't...
Yes, but this is a more formalized arrangement. You'll work for me, and if you fail to meet my demands, then I'll get to punish you. That's what we're talking about here. But I do reward those who serve faithfully, so you needn't worry about that.
I do have an issue with this. I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't believe in you. I have a different god.
Darling, I'm right here in front of you. Whether you believe or not is truly a choice you need to make, but make the right one.
I'm going to say some curse words in my language.
Do I understand them at all?
Yes, you do. You understand all languages.
Hel will just kind of lean back in her chair and smile at you, Yahima.
What did you do with Montaiba?
What did I do?
You're unfamiliar with this.
Not a darn thing.
And if we worked for you, what do we get? Our life back?
Yes, in a manner of speaking. Now, if you want the real thing, we can even work towards that if you truly want, but...
And Vigo, you're far familiar, especially as a Bruja Viking, how these kinds of matters are settled. There's only one way out of here.
The only way out is through. The only question is, what are we going through?
You want us to serve you, to act as your servants, in some capacity. Why should we?
Why
What?
shouldn't you? A god or goddess shows up on your doorstep and asks you to do something, and you dare question why.
I dare question that god's worthiness for my service.
A deep insult, Hell.
I think you'll kind of notice, and Ellie, please tell me if you are not okay with this. I think you'll notice the area immediately surrounding Hel, her facial expression doesn't change, but the fruit that's laid out in front of her on the table sort of begins to blacken and mold. And even the dog by her side lets out a gentle whine for a second.
Yes, you do have this aura about you of decay that seems to surge at this terrible insult.
I'm not moving necessarily, but I'm just kind of tensing just in case things pop off.
We've done this the appropriate way, the way where I ask and you say no or question my motives, which seems really foolish since I am death itself, but there's another way.
There is. And he very slowly and in as much of a non-threatening way as a man who's almost 8 feet tall can, stands up. Do you like games?
I suppose it depends on the game, doesn't it?
I propose challenge. Give us a test, a fight, whatever you do. If we win, we return to Midgard, our bodies, the lives. You win, serve you. I serve you. I'll speak for my companions.
Hel is going to, when you say I won't speak for my companion, she's going to make knowing eye contact with Kara and just sort of stare her down.
And Kara, as she is staring you down, your mind feels quiet, impossibly quiet, for the first time since your embrace. There's nothingness, just darkness and quiet inside your mind.
Is it better or worse that way?
No. It's too quiet. I can't hear their voices. I can't hear the gods. Give me back the voices. I cannot serve if I cannot hear them.
Right now, the only voice of any god that you need to be hearing is mine. I'll take your game. But know this. You'll be back eventually.
I'm sure we will.
To win this challenge. Oh, I so rarely get visitors. You'll have to make your way about and find me, and then we'll have this fight you speak of. Though I'll admit that slaughter is a far more familiar term to me.
All right.
As soon as he says all right, I would like to hold on. I want to make sure that I say the right thing. Yeah, that one. I would like to utilize Tenebrous Avatar.
Okay.
Get a little bit hungrier.
Okay.
And it just happens, right? It just
Yes.
happens. Okay. So what you'll see is Hell, where she had been sitting in the chair, is suddenly gone. And instead, the room that you're in has gotten just a shade darker. And it's almost as if the darkness is alive and it's moving and writhing.
Point of clarification, ST. We have dealt with powers like this. Would we recognize that this is a kindred power?
You do recognize that, that this is similar to kindred powers, but it's almost wrong in some kind of a way. Not in an incorrect kind of wrong, but in a unsettling way. It's deeper than what you've experienced from kindred. It's similar, but more threatening.
Yeah, Yaima backs up, hisses, and like kind of moves towards Vico.
I just start laughing.
Why are you laughing?
This is different. Different is fun.
This is a god that's threatening to kill us and you want to laugh.
We're already
Already
dead.
actually laughs at that.
And
Have
you
we all
see-
lost our minds here?
Mine's
see-
then gone.
Yes, I understand. Yes, yours. Well, yours. You just mentioned that the gods are not speaking to you now.
I don't like it. I'm happy where my mind is gone. Just too quiet.
And the wolf has readied itself, Garmir, snarling at you, leaning ready for just Hell's word. What are you all going to do?
I'm waiting for my Jarl to
And
give the go ahead.
you're just hanging out there, Tenebrous Avatar? Not a...
You don't know.
True. True. Is there cutlery on the table?
Basic wooden spoons and forks.
No knives?
No knives.
What's the heaviest thing on the table other than the table? Actually, never mind.
You do still have your weapons.
No, I know. I don't want to throw my weapon. I'm going to quickly pick up the bench that I was sitting on and hurl it at her, where she was. Possibly still is.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's large and heavy.
Yes. So that'll be a strength check. And yes, Hell?
When he bends down to get a good grip on the bench and kind of heave it up, I'd like to materialize behind him and sweep his legs out from underneath him.
Okay. So, Bjarni, give me a strength check to throw it. And Hell, give me, we'll call it Dex and Athletics
Okay.
to sweep the leg.
Straight strength or strength and athletics?
Strength and athletics, because it's not just lifting it, it's also throwing it.
Six.
6.
Sorry, math. 8.
8. So, Bjarni, you manage to grab the bench and pick it up. And as you go to throw it, your legs jet out from under you and you land flat on your back on the ground, the bench falling on top of you. And Hell is standing above you.
I'm going to kick the bench into her. Like, while it's falling, I'm going to kick it back into her.
Okay, and Hell, are you letting this happen?
Let me just... I'm just going to write you a real quick question.
Okay.
That'll help determine my answer.
Okay. Perfectly ominous.
Yeah. Not ominous at all.
Yes.
Then I don't move.
Okay. And so you kick back the bench and it flies towards Hell, shattering across her body on impact. No damage.
And I will jump to my feet.
I'll kind of giggle just a little bit. And while I'm activating the arms of Ahriman, I'll say, did you all want to go to the death, as it were? And I will try and grapple everybody.
Fantastic. So make me that roll for Arms of Ahriman first. As Kara and Yaima are exchanging glances.
Ooh, okay. That's 6 with a messy crit.
6 with a messy crit. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So 6 arms come out, 4 of them shooting out immediately towards all of you, grappling you, wrapping you in darkness and death. And that is where we are going to take our break. So we're going to take a 5 to 10 minute break. Thank you all again for donating to Don't Be a Monster. You can still continue to do so, but we are going to take a break, stretch our legs, get some water, and we will be right back. Welcome back. And so, where we left them, Hell has grappled all of this group with her arms of Ahriman.
I mean, if no one else is gonna do anything, I'm gonna
break
snap
out.
some bones.
I'm gonna roll resolve composure to ignore it. Maybe, hopefully.
Let's see if you can.
Bjarni
Yeah,
has
no, but-
really good of one of those two stats.
Aim.
I have a different way of ignoring it. Yaima is actually going to pull out some of her herbs, and she's just going to kind of start dazing out. So I'm also
Okay.
going to roll resolve and composure.
All right.
I have 4 success.
Unfortunately, you are unable to break through the arms with force. And Kara,
3.
Well,
3 to try and break out.
Yep.
Unfortunately, not.
well, if that
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
work,
Vigo, do
I
you
got-
need to know what to roll?
Yes, I would love to know what to roll to try and break out. Like,
Right,
I'm
so-
going to break out and then spear charge.
Given your skills, let's call it strength and composure.
Okay, great.
I believe in adjusting power rolls dependent upon who people are.
I am going to make an opposed grapple roll to destroy the arm then.
Okay, Vigo?
That's 1. 1.
1. So Vigo, you strain and you press against it to try and get through, and the arm almost tightens around you instinctively.
Could I get the chance to just squeeze on Bjarni there before he tries to bust out?
Yes.
Okay. Just him, not the others.
Okay.
That's
You
fine.
do get the squeeze on him.
Carl would
Oh,
also like
boy.
a strong hug.
Let's see.
A little lonely up here.
I sadly rolled a 1 on mine.
Just unable to break out of this.
Oh, I don't roll for this. You do. Bjarni,
Mhm.
you roll your strength and brawl
Yep.
if you're trying not to get squeezed.
Yep.
To be fair,
11 with a crit.
Yaima is Bahari. I'm just going to put that out there right now. So she's kind of enjoying this a little bit.
Baby, I know what you like.
Nice. I had 11 success with a crit.
All right. So, as the arm of Ahriman squeezes tighter around you, you focus a bit and manage to break through that arm disintegrating down as you are dropped to the ground.
I'll whistle to the wolf.
And Ganymede runs to you, readied, mouth open, growling.
Go play. And I'll gesture at Bjarni.
Okay, and I will roll for Ganymede. One moment.
The arms of Ahriman, like they don't feel harmful right now. I'm just gonna say that to the 3 of you that are still restrained. It's just kind of like a gentle, maybe a little bit cold hug that you're getting.
Old, weird, kind of slimy hug.
Maybe you're dying a little bit inside. Who knows?
We're already dead. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double dead.
And so Ganymede lunges at you, Bjarni, his 2 large paws on your chest because he got 8 critical.
Amazing. Question.
Yes.
Can I use Quell the Beast on him?
No.
Okay. Can I use Feral Whispers?
You can certainly try.
Okay, I would like to convince him to not attack me. And I'm going to make a Feral Whispers check and then something an animal can?
We'll call it. We'll say manipulation and animal kin. Convince Big Wolf not fight.
I'm going to make another rouse check. Okay. I do not get hungrier on either of those.
Okay.
What is my blood potency? Ooh, okay. I thought. Seven
7.
with a crit.
So you are able to speak to him, but
Mhm.
what are you saying?
I'm
Because at this point, he's landed on you,
Mhm.
and you just have 2. They are as big as your hands. Paws on your chest.
I don't have exact words, but the idea is that I try to appeal to him as a fellow undead, animalistic creature. That my fight is not with Armir, and that I don't wish to hurt him.
So,
And I let him land against me. Does he actually knock me over?
yes, you land on your back with his paws on your chest and his teeth inches from your
Can
face.
I roll a strength check to not?
Not with him getting 8 critical. You are still
Okay.
human, and he is a gigantic wolf.
I'm a very large human. But yeah, no, that's fine.
And so you say that to him. What is the thought again that you're trying to convey to him?
My fight's not with him, and I don't want to hurt him.
And you all hear a sound from him, kind of as if he's laughing. You hear and he leans a bit closer to you. He goes, "You hurt me. That's the best joke I've heard all day." And he leans back.
Does he try to attack me at all?
He is not. And you notice for a second that everyone else seems to have cottoned onto this, as your feral whispers
Mm-hmm.
didn't do anything.
Yep.
He's understood you this entire time.
Yep.
And he looks to the others, and he looks back to you. And he says, "If you knew what was good for you, you'd give up. But only cowards give up." And he gets off of you, and he pads back over to Hell.
All right. I'm gonna flip back up to my feet.
Cool. While that's happening, Yaima is getting hella high to the point that she's like real excited about an idea she just had. I enjoying what's going on because I do love inflicted pain, especially when it's constricted pain. I get so caught up in it that I start to kind of like start picturing some blood boiling sort of situation, almost like trying to boil the arms around me. And I'm going to activate Cauldron of Blood and see if that works to take away the arms of Armon.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for that. I will roll on my end for a little something else.
So I'm good on the rouse check.
Okay.
And it's actually a contested roll.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my resolve versus Blood Soulistry. Got it.
Yep.
So
Do I need to roll anything, Ellie?
You do not need to roll for this.
Okay. Thanks, ma'am.
so many dice. Y'all, look at this dice pool. It's big. It's big.
We play a little fast and loose with the rules with a god.
Right? Well, this is like really, really sexy, y'all, because I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shit, there's a crit success. Hold up a second here. 1, 2, 3, 4. With a crit success, that is a 6.
Awesome. So you do that, and the arm of Araman breaks. And as it breaks, you see the ceiling above you that knotted, long piece of wood writhe. And you hear voices howling and wailing from outside. And hell, you can see the spirits beginning to enter the room. Spirits of others who failed their task and now serve you completely. As a army of unseen servants enters.
This is a fight between us. Why are you inviting them?
Darling, you called them here. I'd like to take a step towards Vigo
Mm-hmm.
and just get kind of like maybe almost nose to nose since he's still restrained.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing this obviously very martial creature incapacitated is an endless delight for me. I'm gonna activate that aura of decay again,
Mm-hmm.
and just try and focus it right on that area if I can.
All right. Around the area that's wrapped around him?
Yeah, you know, I'd love to see those muscles shrivel up and
Okay.
fall off.
Yaima?
Yaima jumps on Hella and bites her.
All right. Make me Dex and Athletics for that.
Also, like, if
As-
she walks up within nose to nose, I will try and bite her too.
Oh, I'm not nose to nose. I'm not
Okay.
an idiot. I'm a fucking god.
There's the tagline for this entire episode.
I'm not an idiot. I'm a fucking god. All right. That's...
All right. So that's a 1, Yaima.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great. It's the thought that counts, okay, guys?
I think
So-
I'd probably leave that to the wolf.
So Vigo, around your body, you do feel that decay begin to hit you and your flesh begin to melt, only where the arms are touching you.
Mhm.
And you will take 2 superficial damage. You'll mark that on your sheet, or you can just write it down for yourself. It will not turn into aggravated until your sheet is full.
Cool. Sounds good.
And with that going on, I'm just gonna really quickly turn my attention over to Kara. You know, I feel bad that I took away the voices that she'd been hearing. So I'd hate for her to be lonely. What I'd like to do is fill her head with the final moments of that undead army that's currently coming to my aid. The last few things that they saw before they too failed their task and fell to my service.
And so, Kara, your mind, that uncomfortable quiet becomes a circus of noises, of Hell laughing, Garmir howling, their deaths, their last screams, and falling to service of Hell. I do need you to make me a frenzy roll.
How? What do I do for the frenzy roll? Is it going to be composure, resolve, or?
Yes, that's going to be composure resolve. To hold it together during this assault of terror.
And if I noticed that Yahima had flung herself at me, kind of like
Yeah.
a pancake across the room, I would probably simply turn to her and just say, "You're not one of mine. I can't do anything to you. Just sit down and wait."
4,
Including a crit.
including a crit. It is difficult to hold it together. You are on the very fringes of your sanity in this moment. All these souls, all these that tried and failed. that now sit in service of hell. And it's almost impossible to see a way out.
Around this time, while she is focusing on Kara and Yahima and Vigo, I am going to sink my axe into the middle of her back.
Okay, make me Dex and Brawl.
Melee.
Melee.
Ten.
10. So you do manage to sink your axe into Hell's back. But where you do, an arm of Araman wraps around the axe, climbing up it and going for your hand as well. It wraps around your wrist and flings you over Hell and across the room as you land on your back and onto the ground.
Can I take her with me?
No, as the arm pretty much slithered up, got you, and then
Oh yeah, and I'm
rocketed you.
basically holding onto the axe so that I pull her with me when it does it.
Your axe comes out when it throws.
Okay.
And you land amongst the vines that are breathing and writhing. And they appear to be crying out in their own way. Yes, Vigo.
In response to like getting this extra fun type of squeeze,
It's a special hug.
yeah, is getting the special hug. Can I activate one of my opponent's abilities and then try and like rip through the arm that's holding me?
Go for it.
Okay, so I have to make a rouse check. So remind me again what I am rolling for that.
So a rouse check, you will roll one of your hunger dice, and if it succeeds, you do not get hungrier, and if it fails, you get hungrier.
I get hungrier, but I'm strong right now. And I'll try and break, like, just rip through this arm.
Okay. Make me Dex and Brawl.
Dex and Brawl. Okay, great.
So now that you've gone up one hunger, instead of replacing one die, you'll replace it with 2.
Great. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 successes.
7. So you are able to rip through and fall to the ground as you are now free of the arms. And Hell, as they have broken out of their arms, you still have 2 remaining.
I think I'd like to have those arms. I'm gonna have another one kind of focus on Kara for the time being because she seems the most easily subdued right now. And then another one to focus on Yahima since she's not of my world. I'm not going to damage someone else's potential servant. So I'll just keep her subdued until this is all over, if I can.
I'm broken out though, right?
Yes, you have broken
now.
out. It's just trained on you.
Cool. I'm gonna slit my wrist and like use my coercive vitae to stop it.
Okay. All right. What do you have to roll for corrosive vitae?
Just a rouse
Well,
check.
considering that's not the thing that I want it lined up, you changed my plan, Diana. Give me one second.
I'm about to make it worse if that helps at all.
Damn it, Diana.
Love you. Hugs and kisses.
I love you too. Why is not anything letting me look at things? Okay, fine. It's one rouse check. I think it's just cool. I don't get hungrier.
Okay.
So I think I just get to use it, yeah.
Yeah. And so you spill your corrosive vitae all over this arm as it withers and writhes, and you see the vines on the wall pulse.
Where are those spirits, by the way? Just curious proximity here.
They just seem to be flanking the room, almost as if there's an audience.
Is it possible that when I do that to show a stand of power, I want to try to look at them and mesmerize them?
Unfortunately, as they are spirits, they cannot be mesmerized.
Damn it! Okay.
With Vigo just having broken out, finally, I'm just gonna look at him, wink a little bit, and drop a Stygian shroud in the room.
Okay. And so the room is filled with unnatural darkness. Do any of you have any way to see through it?
I activate Eyes of the Beast.
Okay, Kara. What do you have?
Aspects. So I think heightened senses.
Heightened senses can't cut through it. You would need something like Eyes of the Beast or Oblivion Sight.
Snap.
So, Bjarni, you can see through this. And you see Hel just standing there smiling in the Stygian shroud. The rest of you are in the unnatural pitch darkness. Yes, Vigo.
I'm saying my way to see through it is that I am just going to use celerity to just charge straight to where she was and try and just like tackle and pin her to the wall.
Okay. And Hel, you do see him come charging at you in the darkness.
Hold please, for just one simple moment.
A gift from Freya.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shadow step right out from there
Okay.
and go elsewhere.
So Vigo, you go running and you just tear through and you come out the darkness and there's nothing.
I'm just like charging, so I assume I just end up punching a wall or something.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, can he headbutt the wall, please?
Yeah, he absolutely charges straight into a wall.
Not the first time, not the last time. That's okay.
And so Bjarni, can you make me actually, let's make this Yaima, since there is not a fight focused on you right now. Make me wits and occult.
Three, 4, 5 successes.
Wonderful. So as you're looking around the room, and Hel is not trained on you at the moment, as you look, those vines are breathing, and you begin to notice their breathing pattern is identical to Hel's breathing pattern.
I'm gonna take my bow and arrow out.
Okay.
And since I've already used, I'm actually gonna switch up into Scorpion's Touch, since pretty much I'm already bleeding. I'm gonna use Scorpion's Touch. I'm gonna put my blood on my arrows. I'm gonna take a shot at these vines.
Okay, make me Dex and melee.
Ooh, let me clear these. It's a small, very small dice pool. I managed 1 success.
That's okay. They're close by. We just had to make sure you didn't fail. So you shoot your Scorpion's Touch arrow into one of the breathing vines. And as you hit it, it wails and kind of a randomized pattern of them slither back from the wall. And Hel, you are going to take 1 aggravated damage.
Yes!
Do I see this?
You're in Stygian Shroud, but
I-
you have Eyes of the Beast up, so you do see this.
Awesome. I am going, and I am in the vines right now. I'm going to use Earth Shock,
Okay.
and I'm just going to punch the mass of vines by me.
Okay.
Earth Shock is I don't roll. It just happens. Do you want me to roll anything? Like, for damage?
Let's roll strength and brawl.
Yeah.
Since you are technically punching a wall covered in vines.
Gotta punch that drywall.
Like a true white boy into Norse mythology.
Yeah, I just need some arm ribbons. Sorry. That's a messy crit. Give me a second.
Okay.
10 with a messy crit.
Okay. And so you sucker punch these vines. And the wall just shatters behind it, the vines remaining just fine.
Interesting.
Storyteller. Weird thing. So since it feels like these vines are kind of a part of me, and I'm a part of them, we're real tight. Is there something I can do to like attack Bjarni for trying to punch my house?
Yes, absolutely. You have a weapon at your disposal that if you wish to bring it out, I will describe it for you.
Please, whip that bad boy out. Let's do this.
And so at the destruction of the halls of hell, she reaches back and pulls out a large, withering scythe made of bone, where the bones have been carved and chiseled down into a serrated edge. And every time she swings it coming at you, there are the screams of the damned through the air.
Na na na.
He punched my house. I gunned straight for him.
Okay. And seeing Hell bringing out this scythe and gunning for Bjarni, Kara, what are you doing? I imagine Kara is still potentially having a freak out right now.
Basically.
Vigo, what are you doing?
So, okay, question.
Yes.
So I ran out of like this like shrouded area.
Mhm.
Like when I see Yahime shoot the wall and like it do something.
Yes, you did.
Okay, in that case, I want to try and like feed on the vines.
Okay. You can certainly try that. Let's make it Dex and Brawl.
Okay.
You naughty little bruja, you.
All right, great.
We love a true bruja.
Oh, that is only
Got a problem? Eat it.
Yeah. One success.
One success.
Yeah.
That
you
is
need new
okay.
dice, man.
Yeah.
I just bought them today and they're not doing me well. I clearly I need to like do some kind of like unholy consecration with them or something.
Chat.
So-
I mean, honestly, like hook him up with some dice. He needs help.
Yep.
So, you chomp down on the vines, and they taste like rot and death and decay. But in your defiance, you drink down some blood. Hell, if you will please go up 1 hunger. Vigo, you can go down 1 hunger. But now I need you to make me a frenzy check. So roll your composure and resolve.
Composure and resolve. Okay. That is just a 0, nothing. No failures, no success. It's a 0.
All right. Unfortunately, that is a failure. And you proceed to frenzy. And so you all see Vigo almost lose control from this overwhelming surge from God blood. And Vigo, you will begin to attack anything that is in front of you. Yes, Yaima.
Never mind then. After you said that.
I'm assuming I am being attacked. Yes.
Hell is coming at you. As multiple things are happening at once, we are resolving them individually.
Okay, because I would like to do something regarding Vigo, but I will also need to potentially defend myself at the same time. So I need to.
Nah, just
Yes.
let me come get you.
The Vigo
fine.
thing is happening at the same time, so you would not have time to get to Vigo
Oh no, I don't
before
need,
Hell gets to you.
I don't even need to get to him. I need to defend myself from an attack before I can do anything regarding
Yes.
him. Cool. Okay. I'm gonna roll strength and melee to parry. I'm gonna draw my sword.
Okay. And Hell, if you could make me strength and melee as well to attack him.
You know, I would just love to. I think I'm angry enough to. Can I rouse the blood for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd like to do that. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, I'm at 5 hunger now.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Well,
One more failure and you too will frenzy.
It's fine. I'm sure it'll be great for you guys.
absolutely fine.
We don't need to worry about it.
And Kara,
Oh god, I don't have enough
As-
dice.
Kara, as this all is happening, you get another vision, but this time of Yaima, with hands around her shoulders, of this kind of greenish grayish skin with red nails, and a purple cloak behind her, and it is holding her shoulders tightly. And then you snap back.
That's 12 successes.
12. And Bjarni, what did you get?
8.
Okay. And so Hell comes flying at you, this scythe at the ready.
Mhm.
And you bring it up and across Bjarni's chest. And Bjarni, your skin opens up, but strangely, instead of bleeding, you begin to rot immediately from the wound.
Am I able
And
to use fortitude?
Not for this, it seems, as you will take 2 aggravated damage that cannot be healed.
Okay. As I take that hit, then I am going to use Quell the Beast on Vigo.
Okay.
Vigo, you need to roll your stamina plus hold on. Yeah, stamina plus resolve.
That is 3 successes and 1 crit.
Okay, 1 second. This is a much-
I'd like to add that as that's happening, I think Yaima steps in front of Vigo to try to calm him down.
Ooh, 4.
Okay. So,
4 successes.
and what was your roll, Vigo?
So 3 successes and then 1 crit, so 4 total.
Okay.
Crits, you have to have a pair of dice.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Okay, 4.
I usually rule that crit gives you a little, if you even have 1 crit, you get a little something extra.
Some
Oh.
spice.
So
Some
a spicy 4 then.
Okay, spicy 4. And so, Bjarni, you go to Quell the Beast in Vigo, almost a half second too late. As Vigo, you launch for Yaima, someone who's so used to being so comfortable and close with you. And right as your fangs sink into her shoulder, you feel the beast melt away as you are quelled directly before feeding off of her.
Get it. You have to calm down.
I'm sorry, my night sky.
Okay. Just you need to focus. Just breathe what you can. And here's a take a nap. You see those?
Yeah.
You need to attack those things. And like Yaima basically holds onto her neck and kind of like backs away from him.
Yes, Hel?
Yeah, that's real cute and all. You guys are amazing.
You
But
are
now
at
there's
5
a
hunger.
it's fine. Everything's fine. Now that Bjarn kind of has like a hole in his rib cage, could I just reach in and rip out?
Essentially try to rip his heart from his chest.
Yeah.
Make me Dex and Brawl, and Bjarni make me Strength and Brawl.
Okay.
As we'll do this contested, as I'm sure Bjarni does not want to
He
have his heart
probably
removed.
doesn't want it.
Hey, you know. Does this count as grapple?
I don't know that I've ever rolled all of my hunger dice.
I'm
before.
not
This
gonna
is
count it
very
as-
exciting.
I'm not going to count it as a grapple because your chest is wide open.
Okay.
Strangely, though, you are still alive.
Yeah, I mean,
Or what counts for alive here?
yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12 successes.
12 successes.
14 with 2 criticals.
All right.
That's my good dice pool.
Can I spend a willpower?
Do you need to?
I will too.
He had 14 successes.
I have non-successes I can roll.
I will say I will rule it since you want to re-roll after the results. Either you can both re-roll you can use a willpower to re-roll, or neither of you.
Oh, well, he's not going to reroll. So I guess we're sticking with this.
Just to keep it fair. So all right, so you reach in and you get a hand around his heart. But Bjarni is just that much quicker. And so Bjarni, what do you want to do to stop her from this?
Cut her arm off.
Okay. And so you do manage to sever Hel's arm, and your arm that was clutching his heart falls to the ground, and you watch as shadow builds around her body and reforms her arm.
Fantastic.
Well, he's still soaking that in. Can I swing the scythe on him again?
You definitely can, but I will say, Hel, the hunger, the rage, the insolence and arrogance of these Vikings
That's fair.
is bubbling within you to an almost distracting level. At this point, you are swinging in blind rage.
That's fine. What kind of penalty does that impose on me?
That will be a 2 dice penalty.
Okay.
Before you say your success, storyteller,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to simply get out of the way and let her swing the scythe into the vines that I'm standing amongst.
Okay, so we'll make that Dex and Athletics, but you're going to have to get higher than whatever she just rolled.
Mm-hmm. 1 second. I'm going to rouse. I get hungrier, but that's fine. That'll give me...
PvP is so strange in Vampire.
Yep. Messy crit. Hold on. Ready?
Sure.
12 with a messy crit.
16 with 2 crits. Well, 2 sets of crits, rather.
So Bjarni, you go to move out of the way with your messy crit. You're able to move,
Mhm.
but Hel is just that much faster. And the scythe slices along your bicep, across your elbow, and into your forearm. Your dominant arm now containing a large decaying hole.
Cool. I'm going to activate Prowess from Pain.
Okay.
I will ignore any damage I take.
Okay, because that should be to aggravate it.
Yep. I take the damage, but it doesn't affect anything I do.
Okay.
I'm at 4 ag, by the way.
Okay.
As you said, I could not soak any of it.
Yep.
Fine. That's fine. This is fine. Hold on. I have to actually open my book for Prowess from Pain. If anyone else would like to.
While you do that, Hell, how are you feeling about this display that they've given you?
It's been a good long while since I've had an actual fight on my hands, and truthfully, this is the most entertainment I've had in a couple 100 years, so I can feel it. You know, I can almost feel alive while I'm trying to cause death. It's a very intoxicating feeling. I'm very hungry, though. And this creature in front of me has insulted me time and time again since he set foot through the door. I kind of think that that's deserving of being put on display when it's being punished. So I'll simply drop the Stygian Shroud.
Okay.
I would like to rip out this Jarl's throat. And since apparently this group is all about using their teeth, I suppose I'll follow suit.
Okay. So that will be, we'll call it Dex and Brawl. And Bjarni, how'd you do with your power from prowess?
I increase my strength to 9.
Okay.
And I am going to grab her as she goes to bite my throat. I am going to grab her mouth and rip her jaw off.
Okay, we will see how these actions play out. So this will be a contested, so make me strength and brawl. And Yaima, Vigo, and Kara, you all are seeing this play out as now the shroud is completely gone, and you have a clear vision of Hell just setting her goal entirely on your Jarl.
Yeah, I'm gonna notch another arrow with Scorpion's touch on the edge of it. I'm gonna shoot one at Hell.
At Hell or Hell's Vines?
You know what? Yeah, you know what? Hell's Vines is probably a good idea.
And Kara, I see in the chat, are you going after the vines as well?
Stabby stab. I mean, it's going to be futile, but at least it feels like I'm doing something productive, you know?
Okay, and Vigo?
I guess I'm just going to... I like to think that I'm someone that can learn from past experience, so I'll just try and, like, rip the vines, like, instead of trying to feed on them.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, one moment. Let me gather everyone's steps.
You can tell it's a good game when everyone is just like frantically private messaging the storyteller.
Yeah.
Ellie's a rock star.
There's a lot of shit in the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
If only the audience saw what we were saying there.
Guys, you should probably go and donate something. I feel like maybe we all survive this if we hit like 600 by the end of the stream.
I think that seems very reasonable.
I think
reasonable.
That's a very
I'll
good
leave
goal.
them alone. if
That's
we get
only
to
gonna
600.
take
You can
$21.
bribe goddesses, y'all.
Okay,
You can
good to
bribe
know.
goddesses.
I mean,
You
we'll
can
see.
bribe death.
God, I wish.
Isn't that a Twilight Zone episode?
Uh,
Gonna run
It
up this
is.
tentacle and make a deal with the god.
so, what was your roll, Bjarni?
17 with 2 messy crits.
Okay. Hell.
I know you're not going to believe me, but I rolled literally the exact same thing.
Amazing. And I have 2
Amazing.
less hunger than you do.
Oh, man. I'm going to get
So-
hungry. Fuck.
So, as you both have it, Bjarni does manage to grab your jaw, but Bjarni, the vision of this woman that comes at you reminds you that she is a god. As her mouth opens and all of her teeth begin to elongate, as it is a shredding bite that is coming towards you. You grab onto her face, but you freeze in the moment of this just absolute unforeseen terror coming at you as Yaima, Vigo, and Kara, you all manage to sever another group of vines, and a cry rings out through all of Helheim as hell, you are hit again. The pain, searing, giving you that feeling that you've been craving, that pain that makes you feel alive again. And you've gotten what you want.
I think this is where I lean into the frenzy.
All right. And so you lean into that frenzy, tearing and gnashing at Bjarni. With each bite, you're not even trying to feed. You're not kindred after all. You don't even understand their need for feasting on blood at this point. It's
Fucking weird.
At this point, it's to prove a point. And with each bite and tear, Bjarni, you feel your skin shredded and decaying, as if thousands of tiny blades are cutting you at once. And hell, this feels amazing. You feel alive. You feel awake. These arrogant, insolent Vikings, perhaps that was what it took. Perhaps they deserve a little more time to get even stronger before you finally take them for what you need. And so for all of you, it goes black. Yaima. Everyone else wakes up in your original beds to the sounds of your people outside the waterfall, calling out to you, looking for you. Apparently, they thwarted the invading Christians that found you earlier. But Yaima, you find yourself and Vigo standing in a sugarcane field, with the cane taller than you, and the sun above you is warm and welcoming, a feeling you've missed for so long. And a figure begins to approach you, muttering to himself, "La muerte son sueños en sueños, pero estás despierta." And when he comes closer into the light, you see a man with greenish gray skin, red, sharp nails, a purple cloak of feathers around him, yellow, green, brilliant colors of a mantle and loincloth piece, large tusk bones around him in a necklace. His face similar to yours in the red makeup that goes around his eyes and elongates down, and a large purple headdress of feathers.
I
Behind
immediately
him.
drop to a knee.
Vigo, are you following suit?
Confused, but yes.
I like
Okay.
yank him.
And he walks up with his staff. He goes, Yaima.
Montayabas.
Good, you know me.
Of course, but what am I doing in the sunlight, and why am I here with Vigo?
The sunlight is my gift to you. Your paramour is my gift to you. These other gods of snow, you do not belong in their realms. You belong to me. Only someone who has been touched by death can understand how important death is. The people of our homeland, they have forgotten. They fight death every day. They praise Yokau Atabe. Ridiculous. They only wish for good. They no longer understand balance. But you see, and he taps his staff 3 times on the ground, and all of the sugarcane around you withers and dies and falls to the ground, and you're in an open field in your home of Puerto Rico. It says, now invaders have come, taking our land, killing our people, their audacity to come into our home. They must remember to fear death. And I want you to help them remember. Come home with me to Puerto Rico. Join me in ridding our land of these invaders and remind our people of the power of death.
Absolutely, for Borinquen.
For Borinquen. And he taps his staff again. And you wake up on a warm, humid night in a home that you barely remember. Vigo, this home is completely new to you. And as you get up, Yaima, you feel invigorated, renewed. And you look out to see incoming ships on the horizon. And there is work to be done.
I just look at Vigo and I go, welcome to my home. We have a lot of work to do.
And I'll just say, there's always work to be done, but obviously, it makes sense now. Someone like you can only have come from a place so hot as this.
Back in the village, Bjarni and Kara, you awake and you greet your villagers, and they tell you of the Christians that came in posing as tradespeople. And Fia comes up onto the shore, your wife. And she comes to you confused and dazed. And she says, what happened? Everyone is yelling and panicking over Christians.
We were summoned by Alheim. I think proved ourselves either too troublesome to deal with or worthy of sticking around a little.
And
doing
you
more
notice
work.
that as you're talking, she's staring at your chest.
Mhm.
And she reaches up and pushes the fabric to the side. And she looks over to Kara and can see faint similarities out the top of your blouse, Kara. And as she pulls the fabric back, the two of you have been branded with the rune of HAGALAZ, the rune of hell. And that is where we are going to leave our story with this group.
Ah!
Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Diana, for playing the most amazing goddess Hell.
Thank you for letting me.
Thank you all for donating. We actually hit that goal.
She's right there. I got Odin and Hell right there.
Badass.
This has been wonderful. It's been so good to tell the story. I hope that this isn't the last time we see these characters. This is just the end of this particular chronicle. But
I refuse.
I definitely.
I mean,
refuse to let
you
this
know
die.
that Hell's gonna call him back in. Like,
Oh yeah.
gotta get him together
There's
for
my
one
money.
last gig.
Get the band back together.
Is it
You
one more
son of a bitch, I'm in.
heist and then we're
Yeah,
done, I swear.
exactly.
It truly seems like there will be hell to pay.
I swear.
Damn it.
I am honestly waiting for the spinoff in Boddington. I'm
Yes.
excited for that.
I have
Vikings in Puerto Rico. Ah, shit, it's too hot.
Yeah.
I
I am
have a
melting.
lot of notes because Yaima's culture has been such an important thing to portray on here. So I had to make sure to bring Maboyas in here for you.
Thank you.
So much research and there's not a whole lot. So, you guys really give love to the Bodocan and Taino communities because their history is really not known to a lot of people and it deserves to be known and it deserves to be learned.
It's being resurfaced. Honestly, if you guys wanted to do more research on it, I believe New York University, there are folks out there actually resurfacing the language and some of the different things that are happening. So if you guys are in the mood and being generous, you can go donate over there as well. But check it out because our culture is there. It is coming back. Yes, we were decimated a long time ago. But we're coming back. Our stuff is there and we will always be here.
And for a note, what he said to you in Spanish was, death is a dreamless sleep, but you are awake.
That's so beautiful.
So
Love
thank
it.
you all again so much for joining us. Thank you to all of my players and my family at this point. I feel like we are our own little community and I adore everyone here so much. So thank you guys again. It has been such an honor to tell this story. Take care of yourselves and each other. We love you very much. Bye.